Out of breaking news, LAPD officers busy tonight in pursuit once again.
Let's go to Gil Davis overhead in Sky 5, and this one's moving fast.
Well, yeah, it sure is, Mike, and share this is the 101 freeway exiting Lankershim here. We just lost them behind the building here. LAPD airship overhead. Units in trail. We're trying to work, we're trying to get the want on the vehicle, but it's a high-speed vehicle that just got off on Lankershim here. We're going to try to get over. I believe he went north, and we're going to try to pick him up on Lankershim here. But you see the airship from LAPD right there, keeping track of it. Make a right, Rick. There goes the car right there. Let me get him in the center of your screen. A convertible silver vehicle. I think it's a Mustang that's a high rate of speed here on Lankershim. Started in the Hollywood area. LAPD Hollywood Division officers tried to pull it over. It took off on him at a high rate of speed, in and out of streets, running red lights, and now we're here in North Hollywood with the same conditions. As we are hearing now from the assignment desk, it might be a stolen vehicle, and that's why he's driving so fast. Running red lights here, and the LAPD keeping track of the vehicle with that night sunlight. The units from Hollywood have dropped back because of the speed, but North Hollywood division of LAPD will likely pick up the chase here as he goes under the 134 freeway. The night sunlight is going to be the spot where the vehicle was last seen, and we'll see if he jumped back on the freeway or not here, but we are in trail. We have not seen him come out of from underneath the freeway at this point. He might have bailed out there or might have continued on. The LAPD is saying the vehicle's still under the freeway, so we'll see if we see anybody running or if he's just stopped there for now.
That would be the spot to foot bail. We've seen it time and again, and I did not see him come out the other side either. At this point, it looks as though, and there's really nowhere for him to go but to continue going north. So you would have seen him come out of there. But he was going under at quite a high speed, so hard to say, really hard to say. LAPD has eyes on it, we've got eyes on it, and nobody's seen the suspect come out from underneath the freeway.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even see him foot
Yeah,
bail.
we're trying to get, okay, here we go.
Go ahead, Gil.
Yeah, Rick, where the helicopter is where the pursuit is. Where's he at, Rick? Okay, I got him again here. Okay, so I got him northbound on Lankershim here again. So he did come out. The LAPD airship was trying to keep track of the vehicle. You know what he did here is he put the top on the vehicle. So he's got the top up now, and that might have been what threw the officers there for a minute. But he's high speed yet again, and we're getting some more information. I'm going to try to get that from Elizabeth on our assignment desk. I believe they said the vehicle was out of Camarillo. If I'm not mistaken, if I heard correctly. But in any event, northbound here on Lankershim at a high rate of speed at Chandler, continuing here with units from, I believe it's now, North Hollywood Division officers.
All right, so we've got North Hollywood Division officers in pursuit of this, looks like a Ford Mustang convertible, silver. And were you able to see when the top was down moments ago? If there was another passenger, if there was a passenger in that car?
No, Cher. It looked like it was just the driver that was in the vehicle, and we're having to make a turn back the other direction as the vehicles cross back under us here. But no, it looked like it was just the driver in the vehicle when he had the top down. He was on Franklin going on the wrong side of the road when we first spotted the vehicle, and he has since put the top back up. Here he goes, a right-hand turn, Rick, and it's going to be off of Magnolia and Tahunga. It's going, I believe, alongside the 170 freeway. Might have a chance to get on the freeway here. We'll see if he does that. But again, high rate of speed here, hard on the brakes, and there it is. There's the on-ramp to the freeway. So he's going to be going, I believe this is going to be 170 freeway northbound, I believe it is. Let's see. I need to look out the window here to get my bearings. It might be the 101 freeway he's actually on.
Are there any officers on the ground behind him at this point?
Yeah, there were units behind him. I can't see out the window. It's on my pilot's side, but let me come out to a wide shot now that we have the vehicle pulling all the way out. I don't see him in trail at this point. They may have dropped back. Now that he's on the freeway, though, they may bring in the CHP to try to bring this vehicle to a stop.
Right. We did see about 3 police cars on the surface streets there. It looked like they were trying to approach the vehicle, the area where that vehicle was when the convertible was under the overpass. but then it seems like they're no longer in trailing this this car right now. So yeah, we'll wait to see if CHP decides to take over. Likely they will. And you know, at this point, this is the second time that we've seen him on the freeway going at these speeds. Take a look at that. 100, it looked like 127 at one point. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. He is really moving, blacked out even, well, the taillights at least. He's got some headlight there, but he's in and out of traffic. These cars don't see him coming. He blows right by him. Hard on the brakes right now. Look at the traffic ahead. He's going to be hard on the brakes yet again. He has an opportunity to make a couple exits before the 5 freeway up ahead. If he does stay on the freeway, he will hit the 5. No, he's going to exit here, and this is Sherman Way. He's getting off here, Rick, and looks like he's going to set up here for a, I believe this will take him, you can go either direction there, east or west.
Boy, this is so incredibly dangerous, especially when you see it go onto surface streets with no lights. It looks as though he might have fog lights on, some sort of driving lights, but the main headlights look to be off as you compare their brightness to other cars that are in the area. That just, there's nothing there. It's very little light, so it's gonna be hard to see coming up behind somebody, especially when you're going 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. You're certainly not expecting to see that on surface streets, and a red light that he blows right through. This is just getting from bad to worse when you're seeing this sort of behavior on surface streets at night with no lights on. This is again believed to be a stolen car, possibly out of the Camarillo area. LAPD was on this on surface streets through Hollywood. It was wild, as you can imagine, much like what you're seeing here, onto the freeway obviously for a time, and now back on surface streets. Not what you want to see with a driver moving in this fashion. This is a stolen car, we believe. Again, it's a convertible. We believe the driver is the lone occupant. LAPD tracking this from the air, but on the ground thus far, they have yet to re-engage since he's been off the freeway.
And likely because of the speed, he's moving so quickly, was able to jump on the freeway. There was traffic back in the North Hollywood area. Oh, look at that car coming through. He ran that red light. That truck didn't see him coming. Yeah, so that's the danger out here. As I come out wide, you'll see there's no units directly behind him, just the night sunlight helping to follow the vehicle here. And they're going to try to get LAPD units from North Hollywood back on this pursuit. Might be stopping. Let's see, what is he going to do here? He's going to make a turn now. He's going to continue on Sherman Way here. He's eastbound, heading towards the Burbank Airport. And we'll see what direction he decides to make.
Well, thankfully,
he's at Vineland. Let's see, we're going to come up here and make a right-hand turn.
Yeah, well, thankfully, it looks like you know, this area is pretty quiet right now. You know, as far as people walking around and whatnot. But when he goes through these intersections and blows through the red lights, it's just, my gosh, you're on the edge of your seat, just hoping nobody gets hurt. And here he is again. It's you know, it's obvious that he knows that he's being followed regardless, with that night sun on top of him coming from the LAPD helicopter, as he makes his way here on Vineland Avenue in the Burbank area toward the airport, and making that turn now onto Van Owen.
Yes, he's eastbound Van Owen from Vineland. He was flashing his lights aggressively at drivers. Those drivers not knowing what's going on. All of a sudden there's a guy behind you flashing his lights at you violently. He was able to go around him on the wrong side of the road, and then now he's eastbound here on Van Owen. I believe, let's see here, he's going to be going right into the Burbank Airport area right now. I think that comes to an end here. He's got to make a left turn up ahead, but in any event, he's got less traffic on this street, fortunately, but we'll see what the driver decides to do next.
Yeah, you know, they back off. The idea being he'll slow down somewhat relative to what he was doing, and that has been effective. We saw him going over 100 miles an hour. Now he's backed it off to the mid-60s. So it's been effective in that regard. Obviously, you want this suspect to surrender. Law enforcement is over this pursuit with the airship, so they're not going to lose him in that regard. Ground units in the area and waiting for the call to re-engage if they decide to re-engage. But this is a dangerous suspect that's been driving erratically on surface streets and on freeways. in a car that authorities believe is stolen. As we see him moving on the streets in the valley close to the Burbank Airport area. And yeah, again, now up into the 90s. So just when you say it, back he goes up close to 100 miles an hour on surface street. Just very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and I misspoke. He's just south of the airport now on Van Owen. He's going to come up to his intersection here. Let's see if he makes that right turn. Here's the T intersection, and he's going to make right turn here. So North Hollywood LAPD trying to get behind the vehicle, but now he's moving into the Burbank area, so we'll see if Burbank PD picks up the chase. Night sunlight from the LAPD still over the vehicle. Again, this started in Hollywood on surface streets at a high rate of speed there, and at the time when we got overhead, the soft top was down. We were able to see the driver. It looked like he had possibly blonde hair. Now he's making a westbound turn here. This is going to be on Victory Boulevard as he continues at a high rate of speed.
Is there any rhyme or reason to how he's making his way around Burbank right now that the maybe even Burbank PD could lay out a spike strip?
Yeah, I'm sure that Burbank knows about the chase. I'm sure they're getting units in position. He might be going back into shortly here into the North Hollywood area. So that will take him out of the Burbank jurisdiction. But for now, he's still in Burbank, northbound here on the Hollywood Way, back towards the Burbank Airport. So we'll likely see Burbank PD get involved to some degree on this pursuit as the LAPD airship tracks it.
Yeah, it looks like he's working towards something here in the sense that he's got an idea or a plan. He's going in big circles, essentially. We saw him driving at a high rate of speed, then slowing down as though he's going to turn, but then doesn't and continues on. He's contemplating something in this area. Obviously, Burbank PD is on high alert. They're aware of this. They have an airship as well. I believe they share with Glendale PD. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but there's definitely air support in the area locally on top of what we're dealing with here with LAPD. So there's a lot of resources in the area to manage this situation. You just hate to see these speeds on surface streets. I don't care what time of day it is. All it takes is one person coming along that doesn't expect to see something like this or doesn't see it. Look at the guy with his lights off half the time, and it could be deadly.
Absolutely, very dangerous situation. He's moving towards the 5 freeway, towards San Fernando Road, and we'll see if he tries to get on the freeway here. They're going to continue to monitor from the air with the airship overhead. He's hard on the gas at times. He's back hard on the brakes at times. Here's the freeway. We have an on-ramp opportunity to get on the 5. He's going to swing right here, and that's going to put him on the 5 freeway. I believe that's southbound. So we have now a situation where CHP can get back involved in this once they learn of it.
Right, and here we go again. Take a look at those speeds. He is going to gun it. We've seen him go almost 127 miles per hour just moments ago when he was on the freeway. Let's see how he's going to, take control of the car here now. And now he's on the on the 5 freeway right now.
For sure.
And
high speed here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
High speed for sure, over 100 miles per hour.
No. Yeah, Empire Avenue is the next off-ramp here. We'll see if he continues all the way to the 134 or not, or stays in the Burbank area. As we know, that a lot of these drivers will end up in areas they are familiar with, and he was in that Burbank, North Hollywood area for a while. We'll see if he returns there. There goes the lights off, and here we go again. Blacked out, high rate of speed on the freeway, 108 miles, 109 miles an hour, down the 5 freeway south.
Not only endangering people around him, he's endangering himself by driving with the lights off like that. You're not going to lose anybody in the air with your lights off. There's nobody behind you. It's incredibly dangerous. I mean, as you're driving down the freeway, you just don't expect to see that coming, and you don't see it if it's coming at you at 115 miles an hour in your rear view with no lights on you, and you could change lanes right into this guy's path. And that could end, it most likely would end in a fiery explosion. And we've seen that happen too many times. So it's maddening in a sense to see drivers doing this in of all ways with their lights off at night like this. But it being what it is, this is the 5:134 split now. Is he staying on? Is that 134?
He's almost there. He's got another about mile and a half. This part of the 5 freeway has a lot of curves in it, so it makes it extra dangerous when he's blacked out and changing lanes like this. He's in an exit lane, but now he's across into the second to the slowest lane there, and he has the 134 freeway coming up where he can take that to the east or continue south on the 5. So we'll see what the driver does. He's got another maybe 3/4 of a mile to a mile before he gets to that point. But again, high speed here, 120 miles an hour, blacked out. Not a good situation. That might have been a CHP just blew by.
You know, and good thing for that
Okay.
night sun, which is giving some of the motorists around him just a little bit ahead and behind, that there is something going on. They are at least able to, you know, be aware that something might be happening and could look around and maybe perhaps catch a glimpse of this guy who's, you know, lights are all blacked out and moving at 122 miles per hour. You know, I mean, you just never know what's going to hit you. And you can only imagine when he's going that close to those cars, just the force that the car you're in will feel when, see how close he is to these cars? It's incredible.
He's staying on the 5. It looks like.
It really is.
And we'll move down.
Looks like South 5.
Yeah. Gosh, and you just don't see this coming if you're on the freeway. This has happened to me before. I was on the freeway and there was a pursuit coming up behind me. Didn't see the guy coming, and he nearly clipped my side view mirror. He was going, you know, 100 miles an hour plus with no headlights on, and we were coming from the airport, and it happened, and it scared the daylights out of us. I know the feeling, but it's just so dangerous. All right, we've got somebody behind him now. That's going to be CHP, Gil?
Yes, it is the California Highway Patrol. The guy blew right by one of their units, and he turned his lights on immediately and is in chase of that vehicle right now. Southbound 5 approaching Los Feliz, and look at this traffic. He's going to be hard on his brakes, trying to find a spot to go through. He's going to try to split lanes even. There he goes, all the way across lanes. That CHP driver, officer there doing the same. These officers are well trained and pit trained, so they can do pretty much anything the driver can do. Here he goes in and out of traffic. Let's pick up his speed again as I zoom in here. It'll be more accurate, but in and out of traffic, 125 miles an hour. So dangerous. You know, stolen vehicle out of Hollywood. Now we're southbound 5. There goes the lights one more time. Hard on the brakes again. So, wow, flashing his headlights at vehicles. You know, those cars come up quick and like this.
Yeah.
Here's a car just driving regular speed. He had to hit his brakes hard there.
You know, he's flashing his lights in there, and there you see CHP right behind him. I mean, dangerous for both of them right now as they're going down the I-5 South, and it is frightening to see these speeds at 134 miles per hour. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've ever seen a car go this fast during one of these pursuits. This is intense.
It's high speed. And you know what? There's traffic up ahead just past the 2 freeway. I believe the Dodger game just got out a little while ago. He's going to go all the way across here. He might be exiting. Let's see. He might be taking the 2 freeway. I missed the sign there, what it said, but he might be avoiding that traffic here as he gets over and off. He's got a sweeping turn. He's not going to make it.
Yeah,
He's hitting
I didn't think so.
Oh, look at that. He's hit the side of the road, and that's it. He couldn't make that turn.
Airbags.
And this might be it here. The officer right next to him.
Yeah.
And wow.
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, you can't go up that off-ramp that fast.
No, and it would likely deploy the airbag, which disabled the car. And out he comes, and this is going to be
looked like it did.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Wow, that was as intense as it gets. Very, very dangerous, and my gosh, all the good fortune coming the way of drivers tonight on the freeway as this driver was moving through, putting hundreds and hundreds of lives in danger driving the way he was.
Get all here.
We can tell you now, as you see for yourself, this suspect is in custody. This was a stolen car want out of Camarillo.
Stolen car want. Good evening. I'm Cher Calvin alongside Micah Ullman here on the KTLA 5 News at 11 o'clock. Gil Levis overhead in Sky 5 of this police pursuit that just ended here on the 5 freeway off-ramp. We saw the CHP in pursuit of this convertible that was stolen, and they just took the suspect right out of the vehicle as soon as it hit the side rail of that off-ramp. He was going at a high rate of speed. I don't even know how fast at that point, somewhere around 90 miles per hour, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to navigate a curve that there's just no way. But again, as Gil Levis is in Sky 5, Gil, again, great fortune this happened on an isolated transition road, really.
Absolutely, the driver could have gone over the side if it wasn't for the rail there. He just couldn't handle that turn at the high rate of speed he was going. He was going at times 125 miles an hour southbound 5 freeway. Took this off ramp here. I believe it's the Stadium Way off ramp from the southbound 5 freeway. Just took it too fast, couldn't handle the turn, and the car just scraped along the railing there, coming to a stop. Like you said, the airbags deploying. The car is disabled. Immediately, the CHP officers pulled the man out of the vehicle, have him in custody. It's unclear if he's injured or not, but he's standing now on his feet. But this was a dangerous pursuit that started in Hollywood, ending here near Dodger Stadium. But the driver driving very recklessly through the streets of Hollywood, North Hollywood, Burbank, and then onto the 5 freeway at a high rate of speed. So thankfully, like you said, nobody injured in this pursuit. We had some really close calls at times, but at this point the driver in custody, stolen vehicle, and the CHP doing a great job to keep up with the man in the car.
Yeah.